When learning Spanish, the words por and para create a lot of confusion. In English, we just say for, but depending on context, they could be translated as something else. Today, I'm going to show you how to pick the right word for different situations. We're going to begin with para. And you can think of para as an arrow. It is goal-oriented and it points toward a destination, a recipient, or a deadline. If there's a final stop, it's usually para. Today we're going to be working with two acronyms to remember each one. For para, we'll use perfect. And I didn't come up with these acronyms, they just make sense. The P is for purpose. For example, estudio para aprender. Estudio para aprender. I study to learn. Estudio para aprender. So the purpose here is to learn. That's why we use para. The first E is for effect or goal. For example, trabajo para ganar dinero. Trabajo para ganar dinero. I work to earn money. Then we have the or, recipient. For example, este regalo es para ti. Este regalo es para ti. This gift is for you. Then we have the F for future or deadlines. La tarea es para mañana. La tarea es para mañana. The homework is for tomorrow. The second E is for employment. Trabajo para Google. Trabajo para Google. I work for Google. And the C is for comparison. Para ser un niño, lee muy bien. Para ser un niño, lee muy bien. For being a child, he reads very well. And the T is toward or for a destination. Salgo para Madrid. Salgo para Madrid. I'm leaving for Madrid. So try to remember and use the acronym PERFECT for para. Now, por is a bit more chaotic. If para is an arrow, por is a motion or an exchange. With por, it's about the journey, the reason behind something or how you got there. And the acronym for por is attracted. The first A is for around, along, or through. For example, camino por el parque. Camino por el parque. I walk through or by the park. The first T is for transportation and communication. Hablamos por teléfono. Hablamos por teléfono. We talk by phone. The second T is for time or duration. For example, estudié por 2 horas. Estudié por 2 horas. I studied for 2 hours. The or is for reason or motive. For example, lo hice por amor. Lo hice por amor. I did it for or because of love. And the second A is for amount or cost. For example, pagué $10 por el café. Pagué $10 por el café. I paid $10 for the coffee. Then we have C for cost or exchange even. Te doy mi manzana por tu naranja. Te doy mi manzana por tu naranja. I'll give you my apple for your orange. And the third T is for thanks or an apology. Gracias por la ayuda. Gracias por la ayuda. Thanks for the help. The E is for errands. For example, voy al súper por leche. Voy al súper por leche. I'm going to the store for milk. To get the milk. Súper is short for supermarket. And the D is for during. For example, duermo por la tarde. Duermo por la tarde. I sleep during the afternoon. So the acronym for por is attracted. Now sometimes it helps to see these words side by side in the same sentence. Watch how the meaning changes. If I say, compré el libro para ella versus compré el libro por ella, both sentences mean something different, even though only one word changes. Compré el libro para ella means I bought the book for her, as a gift for her. Compré el libro por ella means I bought a book on her behalf. I bought it because she couldn't. Another example is camino para el parque. On the other side, we have camino por el parque. Camino para el parque is I'm walking toward the park. And camino por el parque means I'm walking through or by the park. And then I have trabajo para Juan versus trabajo por Juan. Trabajo para Juan means I work for Juan, as in Juan is my boss. Trabajo por Juan means I'm covering Juan's shift because he might be sick or he's out. I hope the comparison makes sense. Now, before we go, there are some set phrases where you don't even have to think, just memorize them. For example, por favor, please. Por ejemplo, for example. Por fin, finally. Para siempre, forever. I hope this makes sense and that it helps clear up the confusion on when to use para and when to use for. And to keep learning Spanish, go watch this video next. Muchas gracias.